On this dark country road 26 years ago, Diane Downs claims her car was stopped by a mysterious stranger who then opened fire on her 3 small children.
And then he swung around towards me.
Downs tells anyone who will listen in the town of Springfield, Oregon, a horrific tale.
And then the gun kept firing and firing and firing.
Again and again, Downs, a single mother and a postal worker, adamantly denies any involvement.
Why would I have taken my kids to the hospital? Wouldn't I have made sure they were dead and then cried crocodile tears? That's insane to think that I would do such a thing and then bring the witnesses in against myself. That's crazy.
But police discover parts of her story don't add up. Detective Doug Welsh is one of the lead investigators.
Sightseeing after dark with 3 sleeping children, stopping for a stranger who flags her down, that made little sense.
Downs repeatedly tells police and the press that after the kids were shot, she raced to the hospital. But police say another driver on the road that night saw something else.
We found a witness, a gentleman who came up behind her. Diane was traveling so slow that this witness's speedometer wouldn't move off the peg. It's my belief that she was waiting for the kids to die.
And reporters covering the story wondered about the towel that was neatly wrapped around Downs' injured left arm that night, where she claims she was shot by the gunman.
None of the kids had any first aid of any kind. That would be my first mission as a mother, to make sure they didn't bleed to death. She has a towel wrapped around her arm.
But most jarring is Downs' own behavior. Her 7-year-old daughter Cheryl is dead, her 3-year-old son Danny paralyzed, and 8-year-old Christy has lost so much blood she suffers a stroke and is unable to speak. So why is Downs smiling as she describes the most gruesome of tragedies?
She was showing up everywhere on every news station, and I think she thought that if she could explain long enough, if she could talk to you long enough, you would see it her way.
Ann Jagger conducted an in-depth interview with Downs for local station KEZI and discovered the longer Downs talked, the guiltier she seemed.
Everybody says you sure were lucky. Well, I don't feel very lucky. I couldn't tie my damn shoes for about 2 months. The scar is going to be there forever. I'm going to remember that night for the rest of my life, whether I want to or not. I don't think I was very lucky. I think my kids were lucky. If I had been shot the way they were, we all would have died.
She seemed to be missing the compassion, the empathy. I mean, it was all about her. It's all about me.
Do you think there was any regret, any remorse in all the time you spent with her and observed her?
No.
But at night, when I close my eyes, I can see Christy reaching her hand out to me while I'm driving, and the blood just keep coming out of her mouth. And that, maybe it'll fade too with time, but I don't think so. That haunts me the most.
So what did you think as that interview unraveled?
The hairs stand up on the back of your neck. You know that you are in the room with a woman who shot her 3 children.
It wasn't like a movie when I was telling them. I was telling them what happened.
But inappropriate behavior and a story full of holes is not evidence of murder. Police still can't find a murder weapon or a motive. That is, until they discover Downs' secret diary. In it, pages and pages of passion and desire for a man named Nick, a married man and a former co-worker at the post office.
She wrote every day to Nick about Nick. He was the love of her life.
She was desperate to get his attention.
He didn't want to be a dad to the kids.
Police see a motive.
She saw the kids as a burden. They were in the way, and he wasn't going to join her as long as she had the kids. The quickest, simplest way was to eliminate the children.